So this is uh, somebody else that I want to bring up. And this one, she had told me how a deal. I think it was last year or so, and it's terrible. But she's she's ready to speak out now, and I'm gonna invite her. Are you ready, sweetie? I see you laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
God bless you, sweetie. How are you?
Good.
So God told you it's time for you to speak out,
Yes.
and everybody's probably shocked. Alexis, what? Alexis, what happened? What? You trying to? What happened?
I actually told somebody when this fast started, I was like, I don't know why, but I have a strong feeling when I tell my story, it's going to be here.
Oh, you told somebody.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're like, what? Jesus. Jesus. Wow. What? Surprise, surprise. I think some people just woke up from sleep now. Look at all the wows. Oh my God. This fasting is so interesting. Many, many surprises. Man, I think it's because of all the surprises, man. Don't you see? I look so drained, right?
Yeah.
Man, it's an assignment, but it's like I just need to lay down and just. But it is where God is strengthening me. So, um, go ahead.
Um, should I start from like the beginning or
Yeah, it's your. You tell her. I don't want to say nothing. I want you to say everything.
okay. Hi everybody. Hi woman of God again. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me on this
Oh,
platform.
you want me to remove my face?
No, 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 no. I mean, if you want to, I'm
So
fine.
that it will just be you telling us. Let me put you, because I think when you see me, you're feeling a certain way.
Okay. Hi everybody. Thank you, woman of God, for allowing me on your platform to say this story. And yes, I'm very grateful, and I'm very thankful for this ministry. And so now let me get into the story. Um, I always tell this story of how when I was younger, like these people came to take me to church and stuff like that. So like when I was young, when I was in like first grade, I started going to church by myself, and I never really said why I started going to church by myself. So when I was younger, my mom had me at a young age, so like she had to learn to do everything for herself, and was always working. So like she had like siblings and stuff that would come and stay over, and because they weren't working, when you just come to this country and stuff, so like you have people that you stay with, and two people came to stay with us. But first it was one person, and the one person was one of her brothers. So when he came over, like I'm not sure when it started, but during that time that he was there is when he started molesting me. And when that was happening, I didn't really know what to say or if it was a good thing or a bad thing. And then
How old were you then?
probably 6 or less than that.
When you say molest, you got to tell us exactly what happened.
Molested is like rape, yeah. But molested is like what you do to a child that can't defend themselves. It's like sexual assault to a child. So it's rape as well. So like probably every day this was happening before I would go to school or when I come from school. So when her sister came and she moved in, she noticed something that was wrong with me. Like she noticed something was off. So when she was talking to me, she called him on the phone and she said, this is not something you should be doing because she could put us outside. This is the only place we had to live, so we can't really talk about this situation. So she like tried to brush it underneath the rug. And so when I heard that, and to this day I still remember it because she was sitting in front of me. And when she said that, I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't really say anything because if those people, like if my mom didn't notice, if like this person could notice and they were brushing it underneath the rug, I was like, okay, so there's no need for me to tell people because people are not really going to believe me. So then I started going to that church by myself, and then that's when I found God. And then along the road, I lost God because it happened again, and it was like a reoccurring thing where it was happening wherever I would be left. So during this process of where I was being raped, my mom and my stepdad had left me so that they could find a house in a different location. And during that whole process, I was being raped, molested. And then when we moved, when they finally came and got me, the next place they took me, it happened again where I was raped again. And then I went to another location, and the next location I went to, I was also raped there again. So it was like wherever I was going, I was always getting raped. So I didn't really trust anybody. I don't like people touching me. I don't give people hugs. I don't really associate, like, I could associate with boys, like I'm cool with boys, but like I wasn't really associating, like I didn't want a relationship. Like to this day I tell people I'm not getting married or I'm not planning on having kids because that's just what I feel like. I can't push something out of me when what was happening to me I couldn't express it. So yeah, that's
You say when you were 6, it was even the one that was saying you can't do this. I think that you didn't talk of that one.
you said
Also molested you, right?
my her sister. Yes. Oh, I didn't say that. Her sister also, which is funny because today I actually talked to them about it, and when I sent the message to her, her sister actually denied what she did to me. Her sister actually, after she found out what was happening, her sister actually started touching me as well, meaning like raping me, like same thing. Her sister started doing that as well,
And
even
how old were you then?
I was still like the same age, like 6 growing on.
So
So
the brother and sister were all
yes,
sleeping with you.
yes.
Continue now.
And then currently right now, I was actually going to send you this message. Currently right now, they were on the phone with her because she wasn't talking to them. She was avoiding them. She called and she was like, "Yeah, he was doing his part." So she was basically trying to deny her part. So she was playing a blame game like, "Yeah, this is what he was doing," but she didn't want to take the fault for what she was doing. So she called and she was like, "Yeah, this was happening and Alexis was scared and she didn't want to say this to you. So what I did was I just told her that, yeah, everything was going to be okay, and like basically brushed it under the rug." So she was just talking, and then she said, "Oh, I don't but what Alexis said I didn't do." And she was like denying it. And it was kind of irritating me because it's like, what is, and she was also like calling me nonstop, and I just had to block her because what are you calling me for? If you didn't do anything, there's nothing you should be apologizing for. Like nothing you should apologize for if you're not sorry, right? So like she was calling, she was saying that oh, she wanted to talk to me, and I felt like, you're an agent. What they did is considered witchcraft behavior. Like nobody regular does stuff like that. And it's not something that happens continuously if you're sorry about something. So
For the sister, like it was continuously too.
no, hers was like probably a week or something.
And the brother was like,
It was reoccurring. Even after she said something, he still was doing it. So
and you were just 6 years old.
6, yeah.
And you say recently the brother also tried something again.
No, it was like when I was in middle school or something, and I used to go over there for the summer. And when I went over there for the summer, he like tried to do something, and I was looking at him like I was ready to fight because what you did, I'm aware of it now. So like it's not something that you're gonna sit here and do again. So I made him know that, and he was like laughing at me like, "Oh, you think you're tough?" And I was like, "You're gonna find out." So Nothing really happened that day, but he attempted. So
Okay. How do you feel now?
I feel good. I feel free because I'm free now. So
And when you came today, and I had to pray for you here before while the music was playing because you were not feeling yourself at all.
yeah, I wasn't for like probably like since the day I came on the live platform to speak for the woman and stuff like that. I didn't really want to do that. I was actually praying not to come on the live that day. Like I didn't want to talk. Like Topa and them wanted to talk and stuff, and I didn't want to talk because I was struggling with something myself. And like, how can you convince other people to come out and speak about something when you can't even talk for yourself? So I didn't really want to talk about it that day. And then when I came up there, I was about to cry, and I think I did cry. But the moment that I spoke about it, like I knew that I was going to, like the time was coming close for me to speak about it. So like I was feeling like heavy, and I was explaining to God, it felt like every time I got raped is what I was carrying. So like I wasn't really talking to him. I was actually, God was telling me I was actually making it seem like he was the one that did it to me. So he convicted me of that, and I had to, and I was crying, and he told me that very soon that I was gonna be free from it. So
And so today was the first time you told your mom about it,
yes, today was the first time that I told her.
and you said that after you told her what happened.
When I texted her a message because I was having dreams that she was gonna reject it. So when I sent her the text message, I didn't really expect her to respond. I didn't really know what her response was going to be. So when I texted her, I was just like, okay, let me just send her the message. And she forwarded it to everyone, even the people that were involved. She just sent it to all her brothers and sisters and stuff. She just sent it to everybody because they're like 5 kids altogether. So she sent it to them. And the 2 people that did it didn't respond. But everybody else was calling back to back, like, oh my gosh, what happened? And she was just like mute. Like, she didn't really know what to say. So, like, they just made me have this meeting, and they were in the meeting trying to express how they feel, like apologizing and stuff. But she couldn't really say anything because she just kept emphasizing on the fact that it could be anybody's child. So, why isn't anybody speaking or anything? But she wasn't really
She was
talking.
probably shocked because she
Yeah,
was busy working, trying to pay
yeah,
bills, and they're busy
yeah,
abusing her daughter.
yeah. She said that she was busy letting them live in her house for free, and she was working to pay bills and put a roof over everybody's head, and this was happening. So
She's strong. If she's not a strong woman, that could kill. That could just make her collapse because it hurts, and you had to live with that for years. You didn't speak up.
yeah,
Hmm. Okay, so Alexis told me this. Was the last year you told me, right?
I the year I think it was before last year. I think it was 2019. I'm not sure.
When did you start working with me?
Mm, yeah, last year.
So when you told me, I was like, and I and hers is not like it's just one or two. It's like everywhere they took her, and I understood what that was. It's a it's a demon that attaches itself to you. That wherever you go, people just want to rape you. They want to molest you.
Hmm.
You have to be free from it. Otherwise, it's gonna keep happening because the spirit has attached itself to you. That's why you were getting abused everywhere you went. So speaking to me was her own way of getting free.
Yeah.
And sometimes God will bring certain people to me to work with me to heal them, to like just because you say you used to go through depression a lot.
Yeah, that was one of the main things. It kind of makes you depressed because you don't really have a voice to speak. You don't really know what to say, but you're just walking. Like I said before, it's like you're walking, like you're already dead, but you're just walking. You're just waiting for somebody to pull the plug. and that's what it felt like for a long time. Like I had to learn to love myself. Like I had to learn that from God. So it was a difficult process, but
And then
um,
one day you were telling me that I was like a mom to you or something.
yes, God told me that you're heaven sent to me because I never really talked to my mom like that, and because the way that African relationships work, is you can't be friends with your kids. That's what they make it seem. So I didn't really want to talk to her because I low key blamed her for it, and I felt like because that's her family. But then I learned from God that people are individuals and they can do things individually. It's not more so of like the person doing it. The person that does it is who's in fault, whether they want to accept it or not. And it's not, you can't really blame somebody else for not being there when there's people that should have been protecting you. They're supposed to be your uncle, your aunt, and they're not doing that for you.
Hmm. And then I had a dream. I think, when did I have that dream where it's like you were talking to someone, you introduce him as an uncle, and then the next minute I see him raping you. When did I
Like,
tell you that dream?
yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Or 3 weeks? Like God had to show me. God showed me a dream, and I told her, like she was talk. She introduced this person as uncle or something. I even saw what the color of outfit he was wearing. The next thing, he was raping her, and she was just helpless. Like she was just there, like looking.
Mm,
And I saw that. I woke up. I was like, "What is this?" And then I sent it to you. I think God wanted to show me the helpless state that you were in when these things happened.
yeah.
But with the uncle, for how, like, till what age did he finally stop?
When I moved,
Okay. At the same age 6?
I'm not sure if it had. I'm not sure when he moved, but I know it was before I started going to first grade. So, but I just remember the six. Like I was 6 when I remembered.
So wait, at that age, you mean he was penetrating you?
Yeah. I don't. I don't really. Yeah. So 6. Yeah.
This man is sick.
And then I also remembered after, like after I think after we moved or something, and I started going to her sister's house for like the summer and stuff. They I think they ordained him as a pastor or something, and I was like, a pastor? And I laughed because he doesn't even preach nor does he read his Bible, so how are you going to be a pastor? And like stuff like that didn't really, like it's mainly the reason why I didn't like church or I didn't like prophets, because most of the prophets that I've seen, like I didn't like how they could see through you, or I was always afraid that somebody would say like what I was going through or what I went through in a moment or something like that. So I never really liked prophets. That's one of the main reasons why I never really liked Bishop. So
So you're not a virgin anymore, and it started when you were a kid by your mother's brother
yes,
and his sister,
yes,
and then some other cousins.
yeah.
And how do you think they will feel now that you've come out here to talk about this?
To be honest, I don't really care. Because it's like they had all this time to like say like, oh, like we did this at this certain time, but they moved on with their life and they have kids now and they're living happy, and I still have to deal with this. So
And how old do you think he was at that time?
probably in his 20s or something.
And the sister made mention that we need to stop doing this. This is the only place we have to stay or something.
Yeah, when they first came in, she was like, "We can't be doing this because this is the only place we have to live. If she puts us out, they're gonna send us back to Africa for if you're doing stuff like this."
And today she was defending herself that she didn't do it.
Yeah, she was defending herself. She was like, that's not. She was like, I agree with what she said that he did, but what she said saying that I did is not true. And I was like, okay,
And he has not said anything yet.
no,
And he's married with kids,
yes,
grown up kids.
no, they're like young. They're like, I don't think his oldest is even 10 yet, but I know he has a daughter.
And what do you think? What do you need from him or her?
Nothing. I mean, she called to apologize, but I don't need an apology because I've I just got deliverance, so I'm free from it now. So I don't really care about what they feel or if they want to say sorry because I already forgave them. So there's no need for the apology. The apology is needed when you need to forgive them, but I already did. So
So when these ladies were talking about their rape ordeal, about how the false prophet raped them, you were feeling it like it was you.
yeah, because it is me. Like somebody else's rape story can make you remember your story, and so it wasn't just like, oh, I'm feeling because yeah, what if that happened to me? It was me. Like once upon a time, it was me. Like that person is me. So when I was crying for them, I was crying for me as well. Like I can't just say like, oh yeah, I feel your pain. I know your pain because I went through that pain.
It is well. I remember the day that me and you were in the studio with Sir Marvis, and I told him, I said, Alexis has something to say. And when you told him, I know how angry he was.
Yeah.
It's like he wanted to punch, like punch wall on who, like he was so,
Yeah.
like he needed to choke somebody.
hmm
Does he even know you? Is he watching? Maybe he knows you're on now.
Um, I can text him, but he actually just told me after we like had the meeting. He texted me. He said he's proud of me that I'm finally free. Like I finally said something.
That day he was just pacing around. Like I saw another side of him. He said, you never told me?
Yeah.
Like he almost cried.
Yeah. He said he had to drink water.
Yeah, he had to say, like she
Like
leaves with them, but she couldn't tell. I'm the one that made her tell him,
yeah.
and the
Like
man could not take it.
my uncle when he was here and they were talking about it, he was like, "No, I need a drink." And he he went to go get grab a drink as well. So everybody's like shocked and everybody's quiet. Like they're still downstairs, but
And they don't know you're upstairs sharing your story to be free totally,
no.
to inspire somebody. Because yours is like, because I had a dream, was it 2 nights ago, when an angel told me that the false prophet Bishop Blessing Samuel,
hmm
he rapes kids too, boys and girls from 10 years old.
hmm
And the angel Michael, he was telling me that he's building a case against him.
hmm
And he said 10 years old. I was like, whoa. So God had to show me that dream. I don't know why I'm hearing noise in your phone. Is your earpiece there?
Let me put my headsets on.
So God had to show me that dream to prepare us for you to come on. Because yours is even 6, not even 10. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's just lower now.
Yeah, it's a little lower, but I can talk louder. Is that
Okay.
loud enough?
Yes. Can everybody hear her? Let us know if you can hear her with the. This is your. Is it the new earpiece? This one is like.
This
Um.
is like because I don't know where my earpods are, so I have to use this.
It's okay. They say they can hear you. I was hearing like a cracking sound whenever I'm speaking. I didn't want it to. So God was preparing us for you to come on by showing me that dream of the false prophet raping kids from 10 years old. Because God even showed me in that dream how he acts when they're around him, when he's alone with them. And it's exactly how Joy described him. You know how she said he was pacing around, like, because he's a spirit and he just needs to put it in, and like it's like the thing needs to go in something. So it doesn't matter if you're kids or something, at that point it's gonna happen. So hearing yours is making that dream that I saw a few days ago, because I actually saw a description of it. But I'm proud of you, because even though you work for me, I don't, I can't make you do anything. But today when you message me, you had a dream. It's like you feel like something is pushing, they're trying to push you away from me or something, right? And I told you to come and I prayed for you. I knew that the time was close for you to speak up.
Yeah.
But now you sleep and you write a book about yours, and yours will be a bestseller
Yeah.
because it's age 6.
Amen.
It's so low, I can't hear you.
Amen.
I think you should remove it. Let's just manage it like that.
Okay. Let me turn it off.
Age 6. And I think God is now shifting to young ages. And you guys also have to be careful who you keep your kids with. I know sometimes the parents have to work and but um gotta be careful and talk to your children. Don't let them feel helpless. Like parents, especially African parents, sometimes they don't even like talking to their kids. They don't even want their kids to say nothing. Or if you want to talk, they'll shut you up. Shut up, shut up. Like you need to talk. That's why I like American and American kids. Talk to your kids, ask them questions. How was your day? And everything. Like listen to your kids. You gotta talk to your children. Gotta ask them things. Otherwise, they'll just bottle it in. They'll keep it in. And not her now. You're 23 years old, right?
Yes, 23.
So 6 minus 23. This happened. You're just sharing this now, almost 17 years later.
Yes.
Mm. It is well. What advice do you have for people out here that are still yet to talk about their own?
Um,
Wait, though. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to say, man, freedom, freedom is good. Like I wasn't free for a long time. Like today, I was saying to myself that now I know what it feels like to like when somebody that's in jail comes out of jail, when somebody is free, when you're finally released from prison. That's what it feels like. And I just want to say that you need, in order for you to grow, in order for you to finally breathe again, you need to speak. You need to be able to use the words that God gave you. The only reason why you're in this situation is because the devil tried to destroy you. So in his destruction, you need to find the light. You need to find the open door for you to release yourself. sometimes you can't just say like, oh yeah, God is not allowing me. Sometimes it's you stopping God from actually moving. So I want to say like, release yourself, be free, like learn to be happy, learn to love. The only way you can fully love, the only way that you can live up to your full potential is if you let this go, is if you release yourself from this. Because this person that got raped is no longer you. You become a new person. And when I came to Christ is when I became a new person, is when I became free. I didn't really know the meaning of real freedom until I said what I said today, until I released myself of what I did today, until I was delivered today. Deliverance comes in the words that you speak. And when you speak freedom over your life, you become free.
And today you say you were watching Betty and you couldn't continue.
Yeah, I couldn't finish watching it because I know like what she was talking about, like the forcefulness and stuff like that, and I was like, can't watch that.
Hmm. It is well. I'm proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
already prayed for you today here, right here where I'm sitting.
Yes.
Even though you're on the computer, you already received your own. I even touched your forehead.
Yes.
I think that's another reason why you were able to be bold today.
Yeah.
It is well. What do you guys have to say before I let her go? At least thank God that with everything you went through, the false prophet didn't do nothing because you were going with your mom and some
Yeah.
happy to the church.
And God actually told me that it was a possibility that I was going to be one of those victims because they kept like trying to force me to join things. And the moment that his evangelist or whatever, well, his new pastor said, um, the moment that Sadia said that you will need to talk to the bishop, I was like, no, I don't want to join nothing anymore.
Oh,
Because God,
she wanted you to talk to him.
yes, she wanted me to talk to him. In order for you to join stuff in their church, you have to have a meeting with him, like individually. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And God was telling me that was because the moment that I saw Bishop, for some reason, I always saw him to be a rapist. Like, because he said, I taught you what a rapist looked like through this process. And he just looks like a rapist. Like the way he talks, the way how aggressive he is, how he carries himself. So I never really connected, but I didn't really know why. Like I never really could look at him. Like I didn't really like him to begin with, so it didn't really make sense for me to. Even when vindication happened, it didn't make sense for me to say, "Oh yeah, I want to go to this church." I didn't like the church to begin with, so how can I be somewhere that I didn't like?
Hmm. It is well. You know, when we talk about these things, we're just we don't care what anybody thinks anymore.
Yeah,
We just living our life. You know how we enjoy ourselves,
yeah,
just chilling, going on errands, listening to instrumentals, enjoying our life, man. Whatever they think now their own, consign us. That's right. I heard. That's right. But as well, I pray that God will fix whatever is happening in your family now, because the message has probably,
traveled.
yeah,
Yeah,
and your mom is probably hurting right now because
yeah,
that's her only child,
hmm,
her baby, that she worked so hard to give a good life, only to hear this
yeah,
people that she tried to help doing this to her only child. And you see, she's not saying anything. Sometimes when people don't say something, only God knows what's happening in their mind.
yeah,
You probably need to go talk to her and help her. Tell her, you've forgiven them, but you just needed to speak up so you can be free.
hmm. And she said that because she like I said that I was gonna go live and talk about it and stuff like that. And she was saying that she wasn't really speaking directly to me. Like she couldn't really look at me. She was like talking around me, and she was saying that if I when I do go live, or if I do go live, she's gonna support me 100% because she's not gonna protect people that rape people. Like this is her only child and stuff like that. And she was saying that, and I was like, you better.
It's true though.
Yeah,
They need to be in jail, and that's a fact. Especially the man that kept doing it,
yeah,
that they've ordained as a pastor. I
hmm
would get him locked up.
yeah,
That's me though, but I don't know what God is leading you to do because He's not. You said people need to reap what they sow. Like they need to suffer the consequences
yeah,
of their actions. If somebody did that to his children, he won't like it, And for the other one, not owning up to what she did,
hmm
shifting blame and making herself look innocent, it
yeah.
means she's not repented. She's
She's
not sorry. So she needs to be punished.
yeah,
She needs to be dealt with. She's unapologetic.
hmm
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah. Nobody should protect such person.
Like I
'Cause
said before,
they're probably still doing it to other people right now.
yeah,
And this is their own judgment.
hmm
It's not judgment for only false prophets and for everyone.
yeah.
Yep. It is well. God will fix it. God that led you to do this will finish what He started. In
Amen.
Jesus' name.
Amen.
You are free. God bless you, my darling.
Thank you, woman of God.
It
I
is
love
well with you.
you. God bless everybody. Thank you.
Bye bye, sweetie.
Bye bye.
My work as a woman of God is not easy. When I hear all these stories from different people, I have to to keep it and just pray for them. Like I have stories of many of you that you've shared with me. And when I see some of you on the screen, I just smile. It's like you hear so many things. Like her, when she told me, it even made me love her even more. Like treat her like my own, like my that's why I take her when I'm going out with me, you know. I didn't judge her or anything. I showed her love. And I always pray for her because she didn't really have a good childhood. And I understood why God brought her close to me. You see? But today I'm happy for her that it's gone because I remember the day I told her to tell Samavis. I was just sitting on that my chair there while she was talking. He was, man, he was, ah. And I was just like, mm, 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 mm. But then she said, anytime she tells her mom in the dream, it's like the mom does not believe it. So I knew it was not time yet. And now with all this rape thing coming up, God just made this the time. Mm. Mm. Everybody has a story to tell. Everyone. Everyone. And I thank God He has given me the power to help people, to pray for them. I have to pray for her today. When you guys were watching the worship that was going on, she was helping me with the chair, and I was busy praying for her here because she said she woke up today not feeling well and some things, and I just knew what was going on with her. So I told her to go pick up my contact lens, but she had already dropped it and left. And God told me to tell her to come back. Let me pray for her. I said, come back and wait for me downstairs. I'll pray for you before I go live. So I went into my closet, prayed, and I said, let me just start the live so I can do worship because God wanted us to worship. And I believe she was praying to God that please let the woman of God call me back to pray for me. I really need prayers. Because they haven't seen me. I haven't been to the studio. They don't really see me much. Like I don't really go to the studio all the time. And even when they see me, my workers respect me a lot. They don't take advantage of, oh, is the woman of God. They understand space. They understand. They are very respectful. I love them. All of them are very good. Like, some people, because they work for you, they think they can just be doing anyhow. Man, me, I'll just fire you the same day. I don't get time for that kind of thing. So even though sometimes I'm there, I just come and I do my preaching and I'm out. But sometimes I will sit down and I'll listen to what they have to say. I'll have a meeting with them. But I'm always working. I'm always working here. So when I prayed for her, she was just crying, crying. And she said, yes. I said, how do you feel? She said, I feel better now. I said, okay. Oh my God. And this is how Jesus was helping people that are going through stuff, people that are